the opportunity came up where Tom Beckman walked in one day and said, I'm going to sell my distribution business, Beckman Musical Instruments. I have Campco, which is a small drum company that I own. I'm going to sell the name to Hoshino Tama. Are you interested in buying the tooling, dies, and molds, which basically was what this pedal became part of? And I said, I guess so. I mean, it sounded interesting to me. And so question is what was interesting about that to me, I'd like to explain. And in doing that, how did it affect, a huge impact on the beginning of our growth and what we needed to do in order to succeed. And a big part of that was your ability to just never say no, to do anything, and John had a motorcycle, so I assumed he was fairly clever, with mechanics and stuff like that. So I figured I've got a guy who can work in the shop and he knows all about mechanics and everything, and I'll kind of work on ideas and inventions and things we have, see what we can come up with. We had our first drill press delivered to us, and I said, we got a drill press, and he says, you know how to run it? I said, no. He said, no, I've never run one either.
Don says, I'm the guy with the hands. I've got to play at night to make money for us.
Yeah, so that was another challenge for us to learn how to make the product. We knew what we needed to do to make it better, but it was always finding ways to find solutions to get those things done. That was kind of the big key, I think, back in the day.
Yeah, because you did find a lot of ways. I was basically supporting you as far as your thoughts, and
I was supporting you with my $10 a week, $12 a week.
Well, let's not. I was supporting your ideas.
No,
I had no support, and I finally did get an apartment.
You got an apartment at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, a room, no question. You were living right on the beach there for a big time.
Yeah, it was like $60 or something like that.
Yeah, and back in those days, that was a decent.
That was cool.
We were at the beginning, right?
The Sea Castle?
Yeah. Boy, what a memory.
Yeah.
So, and he gave me a ride there one day after work on the motorcycle and damn near killed me hitting the speed bumps. And I'm flying up in the air.
When I floor it, I just realized,
I've never ridden on a motorcycle before.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity came up to buy Campco, I haven't really ever told this story, and I thought about it the other day. Staying in town was important to me. I had started traveling in my senior summer in high school. I had auditioned for a band that was a Vegas band, Joyce Amy, I think it was called, and Tony Horowitz got me the gig. And I went there and played in Vegas in those days. All the lounges had acts. Really exciting if you're 16, maybe 17 years old at that point.
Not old enough to be in there.
And you get to go. Yeah, I've had a fake ID. Don't tell my grandkids about that, but it was the thing to do.
I'm sure they won't see that.
So it looked like I was 21. That's all you needed. But I went to play to the lounge in Vegas for 3 months, and then came back and finished high school. And then as soon as I graduated high school, got in another show band, Don Palmer, Cindy Lane, and we did the circuit for a while, and I hated it. Just in those days, when you were on the road during the day, zip. There's no internet, there's no computer. You got to go to a payphone if you want to use a phone and call somebody. So you're just bored to tears. And I was a jazzer basically, so I didn't like that. So I had thought to myself, how can you be a musician and make money while you're not playing drums? And I thought, well, I'd have to get into learning how to write songs, and I didn't have any background in that, or producing, or engineering, something that would be in the industry. But I never thought of it being necessarily manufacturing, but something that would keep you in town where you could make a living while you weren't depending on having to go out and do gigs. Because Brent Hernandez was out with some bands. Helen Reddy. Yeah, my friends were getting gigs, touring, and they would go out for 6 months and they would be gone. Keltner, Gary Lewis and the Playboys, and then he certainly figured out a way to stay in town, if anybody did. But I wasn't the studio guy. Loved playing jazz. So when this opportunity came up, it was just like I could make bass drum pedals. And I've got a guy who knows how to do it, I thought at the time.
Oh, come on.
Which you
Don't sell
figured
me
out.
short.
You figured out. And so this could be an opportunity. So I said, yes, we'll buy the tooling, dies, and molds. I went to work that night. I was playing in a club with Paul Real and told him that I needed some money. I had the opportunity to make products and I needed somebody to sell them. And I didn't know. We needed to make hardware, drums, pedals, hardware that would not only sound great, but that would also, hold up during that period of time.